Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In this video, we're having a look at how to power an original Commodore 64 entirely through USB-C. I can think of at least 3 reasons for doing this. First is getting rid of the original power supply, which is bulky and prone to failure, and replacing it with an off-the-shelf power adapter. Second is being able to use high-quality cables of various colors and lengths. And third is increasing the amount of power available to the computer so it can power plenty of add-ons and peripherals. I'll say right off the bat that the way I put this mod together right now is far from ideal, and I already have a better solution in mind which I will go over later in the video. The method I present here is simply based on one of my own products, the C-64. This is an internal mod that takes a 12 volts DC external supply and uses it to generate all other internal supply rails that aren't necessary for the correct operation of the computer. Until now, I've used an off-the-shelf 12 volts AC adapter to power the whole thing. I left the original power connector in place and swapped the standard barrel jack of the power adapter with a compatible DIN7 connector, taking care to feed 12 volts and ground on pins 7 and 6 respectively. This works well enough, but has 2 crucial problems. First of all, you're more or less stuck with the mediocre cable of the 12 volts adapter. And second, once the case is closed, it's very easy to forget that the computer has been modded and plug in the original power supply, which could damage the C-64 and the computer as a whole. To solve this issue, I got my hands on these inexpensive power delivery controllers, which can be used to obtain a decent range of supply voltages from a USB-C adapter that supports this technology. In this case, we're only interested in the 12 volts option, which is the rated input voltage for the C-64. After removing the original power connector, I 3D printed a simple harness to position and hold the controller in place. Some motherboard revisions have a coil that sits right behind the power connector and does not leave enough space for the PD controller and its harness, but luckily this coil can be simply removed and bypassed. Then I used hot glue to fasten the support to the motherboard as it's easy to remove, and a drop of super glue to secure the controller to the harness. Once installed, I once again took care to connect the 12 volts output and ground from the controller to pins 7 and 6 of the original power connector, or in this specific case, on the corresponding pin of the coil I just removed. And just like that, I can now use a standard USB-C power adapter as well as high-quality braided cables of various lengths to power my computer with all its add-ons. One unexpected perk of this solution is that I can now very easily measure the computer's power consumption with this cheap USB tester I got off of Amazon, which really comes in handy when developing add-ons and testing new mods. As I mentioned though, I think there's a much better way to do this, which is to bring all this circuitry back outside of the computer and develop a small external board that takes a USB-C input and produce 5 volts DC and 9 volts AC on a DIN7 connector, just like the original power supply. This way the computer remains completely original and there's no complex installation procedure involved. I'm planning to work on this project later this year and report my progress on the SPL Discord forum, which I would encourage you to join through the link in the video description. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.